Your husband will literally have to guide you through the death of both of your parents. So choose that man wisely. Your husband
It's only one thing we have privilege of choosing is choosing our life partner, the person you want to marry. You have that privilege because when it comes to you choosing your family, you can't choose your family. You can't choose the person you gave birth to. You can't choose your sister. You can't choose your brother. You meet them, right? But the person you can choose that you have privilege of choosing is your life partner. So by choosing somebody you want to marry, it's not just about the aesthetics. It's not just about, oh, we're gonna look good together, our kids are gonna look cute together. Yes, that is important. But you need to look at who the person is, who the man is. Can the man stand for you in a time that you cannot speak? Are you sure that if you are not unable to speak and it's about life and death situation, do you know what he's going to do? All those kind of deep, deep, deep things. You need to sit down to think about it before you decide that, okay, I'm going to marry this person. Because marriage is not just a piece of paper, really. So it takes a whole lot for you to be with somebody, living with a person. You're going to stay with a person, have children with a person. So there are a lot of things you need to consider before you decide to have or try to get married to that particular person. I have some interesting videos to share with you all. Let me show you these videos, then we'll come back and discuss.
will literally have to guide you through the death of both of your parents. So choose that man wisely. Like, yeah, muscles are cool. But can he sit with you in a hospital waiting room for 6 hours without making it about his fantasy football team? Okay, you're out here picking based on who you think looks hot in a backwards hat. Okay, these are outrageous times. How did we get to this point? Meanwhile, the real test is, can you trust them to talk to your dad's doctor when you're feeling too overwhelmed to do it yourself? And to ask the right questions, remember what was said, understand it, and then help you through it. Okay, it's not just about good morning texts and matching Halloween costumes. It's, hey, I called the funeral home so you didn't have to do it. Okay, that's trustworthy. That's a quality to look for. Look, nobody's perfect. Everyone will slip up and disappoint you sometimes. But start being serious. Okay, start figuring out what really matters in life. Be picky, real picky, but about the right things. Not about how he dresses or how nice his forearms are. Because one day, I promise you, life is going to body slam you with grief. And the guy who only brings vibes is going to fold like a lawn chair. Okay, if you find the man who can hold you up when you're going through it, hold on to that for dear life. Because love isn't built on butterflies and your little checklist. It's built on the guy who brings snacks, tissues, and doesn't flinch when the hard stuff shows up. Your husband will literally have to guide you through the death of both of your parents. So choose that man wisely. Like, yeah, muscles are cool. But can he sit with you in a hospital waiting room for 6?
As someone who lost their father a year and a half ago, he hit the nail on the head. And I talked about this in a video before and it kind of upset some people, but women today tend to focus more on how does he treat me? What does he get me? What does he do for me in this moment rather than how is he as a man? Yes, he gets you flowers. Yes, he bombards you with gifts. Yes, he provides for you, but is he going to be a good partner? Is he a good man? Deep down, is he muhtaram? A good man is not defined by the things that he buys you or how many flowers he gets you. You can tell a good man based off of how does he treat his mother? How does he treat his sisters? How does he treat his family, his friends? How does he treat himself? He's not defined by his muscles or his beard or his height. The reason so many women get caught up in relationships and marriages that they're not happy in, or where they get abused or something happens to them, or where they inevitably end up divorced, is because they pick the man who made them feel good in the moment. They see online these girls getting extravagant gifts and gestures, and they think that is what love is, but it is not love, it is performance. And as he said in the video, love and partnership is not about butterflies and gifts and things of that nature. You need to peel away all of that and look at how is he as a man. And some girls tell me, oh, you can have both, you don't need to have one or the other. Of course they're not mutually exclusive, but I don't think a good man and a man who truly loves you is going to be obsessed with showing it with gifts and money and things of that nature. He's going to focus on showing it in the ways that really matter. So showing up for your parents when they're sick, showing up for you when you're not doing well, taking care of you and making sure that you're always safe and doing what's best for you. and making sure that you're taking the best path, because all he wants for you is to succeed, to be safe, to be happy, to be healthy. I personally don't think you find real men in the ones that flash things in your face. When you focus on looking for a good man, not a good partner, a good man, by extension you will find yourself having a good partner. Focus on his ideologies, his relationships separate from you. Focus on the passions that he has in his life, how he treats himself, etc., etc. I'm repeating it over and over, and I stress it because I see women today focusing on the wrong things, and I think it's because of movements like sprinkle sprinkle. Love is not flashy, love is not loud, love is not a man with a full beard or a man who takes creatine and has big muscles. Love is not a man who drives a nice car and gets you flowers and gets you gifts. Love is quiet and it's steady and it rests in the corner and it's always there when you need it. And I want to add one more thing before I get off. Everyone loves differently and everyone likes to be loved differently. Some men like to love in a more proactive way and like to be more involved, which is what he's referring to. And in my opinion, I would prefer an acts of service man, a quality time man, over a man who's just gonna throw gifts at me and not be there when it matters. Stop looking for the cookie cutter man that you would see on social media. Stop looking for the cookie cutter man that everyone tells you that you're supposed to have. Look for the man who's actually a man.
Your husband will literally have to guide you through the death of both of your parents. So choose that man.
This couldn't be more true. My dad was diagnosed with colon cancer, and by the time he found out he had colon cancer, it was so aggressive, it was already stage 4. And he ended up spending a whole year and a half in the hospital straight because it was so bad. And the whole entire time that I would go down and visit him, the man that I was engaged to for 6 years, never came with me one time to visit my dad in the hospital. He never asked about him, nothing. It was Christmas time, and I did not want my dad to spend his time alone in the hospital on Christmas. So I wanted to go visit him, and my fiance refused to come. He did not want to come. My dad asked where my fiance was, and I said he didn't want to come. And he said, that man does not support you. He's never even came once to visit me. He hasn't called me. He's like, I cannot die knowing that you're going to marry that man. That man has never supported you this whole relationship. You are the one financially supporting him. He's living in your home. He doesn't contribute. He's like, you need to leave him. And I did. And it was the best decision I ever made.
Your husband will literally have to guide you through the death of both of your parents. So choose that man.
Choose your partner wisely. Choose a partner. Choose someone who will share the load with you on the best of days and carry it for you on the days that you are not strong enough to carry it yourself. As survivors, so many of us think that we've chosen a partner because the mask was up and they were performing the role of partner, and then the mask drops and you realize that the person you're dealing with, that you're committed to, that you're interconnected with, that you may have shared responsibilities with, is not truly who they represented themselves as being. If this happened to you, this message is finding you to tell you that it's not too late to choose a different life for yourself. And if you're not quite in it yet, but this sounds familiar, this message is finding you as a warning, because you know deep in your heart that you need to hear this. That's not your partner. You can find your partner.
Your husband will literally have to guide you through the death of both of your parents. So choose that.
This man ain't wrong, but my boyfriend, hopefully my future husband, is only like 2 years younger than my parents, so I'd probably be burying them at the same time.
Your husband will literally have to guide you through the death of both of your parents. So choose that man wisely. Like, yeah, muscles are cool, but can he sit with you in a hospital waiting room for 6 hours without making it about his fantasy football team? Okay, you're out here picking based on who you think looks hot in a backwards hat. Okay, these are outrageous times. How did we get to this point?
In other words, please refrain from associating yourself with people who are actually dense, right? Who are emotionally incapable, right? who lack compassion. Because see those things right there, that right here, that's what solidifies, longevity, good longevity. By the way, these types of videos are for people who are actually dating intentionally. Some of y'all just be talking to anybody. Just because they look good or just because you can talk to them, like you said in the video. The people who are actually looking for like partnership for real, you got to think about stuff like that. Or can they compromise? Are they can they talk? Are they educated? Are they family oriented? Their background. These are the things that you really got to consider for when we talk about long term. Everything else, it's meaningless. If I'm being honest, it doesn't hold weight in the long run at all. Some of y'all don't waste so much time, so much tears over people who never got past the 3rd grade reading level. you were to give them a small passage and tell them to explain to you what they just read, right? They won't be able to do it. They won't be able to tell you.
Your husband will literally have to guide you through the death of both of your parents. So choose that.
I can't stress how important this is. As someone who lost their father, lost their aunt, not lost, but has a parent battling dementia, and the lack of support throughout that time, I thought I would absolutely lose my mind. Like, not having that support from the person you are spending your life with is what is it adds so much more on top of what you're battling when they center themselves over you or shows no concern or no care. Be discerning. Be discerning. Like, anybody that can watch you drown as you're being a caregiver, anybody that can watch you drown in grief for years, be discerning.
Your husband will literally have to guide you through the death of both of your parents. So choose that man wisely. Like, yeah, muscles are cool. But can he sit with you in a hospital waiting room for 6 hours without making it about his fantasy football team? Okay, you're out here picking based on who you think looks hot in a backwards hat. Okay, these are outrageous times. How did we get to this point?
Let's talk about it. Davey here said something that definitely stopped me in my tracks. Can he guide you through the death of your parents? That's deep. That's the truth that nobody's putting in their Tinder profiles. And it matters. We are so used to chasing surface level relationships. And I know so many of them personally that think they're ready for marriage when really the reality of it was they were just ready for a wedding. And like he says in this video, they look for someone to wear cute matching outfits with, take cute photos for Instagram, someone that might tell them good morning. And that's all fun, but none of that means a damn thing when life gets real. And ladies, if you're talking to a man right now, I just want you to ask yourself, could you see him holding your hand at 2 a.m. when you're having a panic attack? Could you see him sitting in silence while you grieve? Because that's what a real man does. He shows up when it's inconvenient. He stays calm when everything's falling apart. He listens, not to fix you, but to understand you. He's the one that doesn't just say, I got you, and then doesn't prove it. So yeah, stop looking for the man that checks the boxes if he is going to look good to everybody else. Start looking for one who's going to build safety, who brings peace and not pressure, who doesn't disappear when things get heavy. Because at the end of the day, it's not just about butterflies and aesthetics. It's about who's still there when the storm hits. And if you have that man or you find that man, don't just love him. Appreciate him. Respect him. Grow with him. Because he's rare. And he's everything. Thanks for watching.
The person you decide to marry will determine how the remaining rest of your lives is going to look like. So if you marry somebody based on he's cute, based on it makes me laugh, based on that, don't marry based on intelligence or someone that is kind, I feel like at the end of the day, it might affect the rest of your lives. And that's why you see some women will tell you, I wasted 10 years of my years with this man. Because they see that if they had not married somebody like that, that 10 years that they felt like they wasted would have not been. So if you feel like you can just marry based on I am at the right age to marry, or you just want to marry based on he wants to marry me, or you just want to marry based on I want to show people that I can marry or I want to get pregnant and all of that, it might affect you if you don't look at some things. it might affect you later on in the years, because if you start having children for this person, you're already with that person for the long run, and anything can happen to you at that year. So you have to be very careful. Can this person stand for you, especially when it comes to health issue? I usually see some tweets or even some threads, and you see women talking about when they want to have some operation, probably when they're pregnant, they want to put to bed, and the man is supposed to choose either they save the mom or they save the child. Most of the time, the husband always choose the child, right? They don't want to save the mom. I feel like all this type of decision, all this type of serious health decision, you need a partner that is serious with his life, that will understand how important your life is before you can get married to that person. Not someone that is just nonchalant, doesn't care about his own health. Some men don't even care about their health. They drink anyhow, they smoke anyhow, they do anything, they eat anything they want to eat because they don't care about their own health. That kind of person is not going to care about your own health because he doesn't care about his own health. There's some tiny little things you need to check, you need to really look at before you say, okay, this person, I'm going to spend the rest of my life with the person. Because if you start it, even if it's just 6 months, even if it's just a year you're married to this person, that 1 year is not gonna, you can't get that 1 year back anymore. So you have to be very careful with the person you want to spend your rest of your life. It's not just about aesthetically pleasing couple, or we're gonna be cute together, or because he has a good fashion sense, or because of this. Like, there's more to marriage than you just, looking at the person and saying, oh, this person is okay, it's just there, let me marry him. You're going to stay in the same house with the person. How do you think the person's gonna, handle some conflicts among both of you and all of that? These are the things you need to check before you decide to marry these people. What is your take on this video? Can you share your thought down in the comment section? Respectfully, as always, check out my David, and thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this one. Please like and share and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next one, guys.